There you go.
That's great.
Follow the pencil line that you have in. You see, if you keep your hand on the underside, if it's possible, you know, take your hand that way. You can move over this way a bit, you know, and just it'll give you better control over the brush.
Right.
How's that?
Yeah, that's better.
Now, do you see how the dark windows really give a bit of impact to the building now? It's really starting to come together, and it's not until you get those darks on that everything does start to fit in. We still have a lot of shadow work to put on the buildings, and that's really going to make a three-dimensional effect. It's going to give us really good three-dimensional effects in the building. But first of all, we'll go and put in the doors.
Right.
And it's that beautiful purple colour. It's like flecking paint. And
how are you going to achieve that?
Well, that's a mixture of crimson with cerulean blue. And we'll just use the number 5. I've thinned this down quite a bit with water, but I think that's close enough, is it?
Beautiful.
So off you go. And once you're putting in the doors, put them in planks. So leave little bits of space there, for instance. Leave, you know, some white between the planks on the door. See, you're always come right down to the bottom of that, Barry, because that tin kicker...
Go over the top.
Yeah, the tin kicker on the door is the same colour, only do the strokes coming across with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So you've never done any painting at all, Barry? From
None whatsoever. I'm totally inept at painting. But you're changing that.
What about at school? Did you have any interest in it?
I did, but art was never one of my sort of subjects that I liked. It was always being sort of a sportsman. I was always into getting out and playing on the sports field and things like that. You know, it was enjoyed English and geography and history, but I was never numerate either. Father says I wasn't good at mathematics, but I had a head on me like a counter.
Yeah. Very good. Well, this could be a new string to your bow. Whenever you want.
I don't think so, Devin, but let's give it a go.
There you are. Look at the door, and you can see underneath the purple, there's a bit of blue there as well. It probably was painted blue before it was purple. Now there's a wee bit of blue just flicking through that while it's wet.
Oh, it's fantastic.
There you go. Now I'll load up the brush again and you can do this door over to the left. Well, that's enough of the shadows now, and you can see how the shadows have given a three-dimensional effect to the painting.
Fantastic.
But now we'll start with the grass up on the roof. It's not often you get grass growing on a roof, but it's so good to see it actually. So we just block that all in first of all. So off you go. Just block it all in, give a nice rough top to it. Now, whenever you fill that in, we can bleed a darker green into that, and that'll give that effect of, you know, light side and dark side.
That's it, yes. It's a bit light.
Just fill that right down to the bottom, Barry. That's it. Now we go in with the dark colour on the number 5 brush, and once you set that in, you see what happens. It just sort of pulls up into it. See the way it looks like grass. Just a little bit across there as well, coming out of the guttern. That's it. And a bit of a dark side to that. Now fill this area.
Down here?
Yeah, so all the white. Anywhere that's white, just make it a yellowish green. Shoot a little bit over that orange as well. That's grand. And then there. Give a nice jaggy top to it. That's grand. Now I'll put some of the darker colour in, and that just gives it that sort of 3D effect. Shooting that up through it like that.
It's up here?
Yep. There's a bit there as well, a big tuft of grass. And there. You see, there's nothing difficult about it. You know, there's no point in, you know, starting to be pernickety and fiddling around little areas. You know, put it on, get the effect that we want. Give us that brush there, Barry, for a sec. Now, you see this masking fluid that we put on? If you just use your finger and pull that off. Try that. It's liquid latex, and it just peels off again and leaves the white paper. Just catch it between your finger and thumb there and off it comes. Just watch that green that we put on there. There's a bit more over here. And then with this brush here, we just use a bit of raw sienna and water to get rid of the white now, and that gives us the nice light wood colour that's up there. And it looks like rafters and laths.
Proper worn rafters. You know?
Yeah. There's very little more to do to it. Just a few little bits of detail. And to show up some of the detail, the best thing you can use is a drawing pen.
Nice.
And if you just want to make a few of those dark corners stand out, just by using the pen and scrubbing a line down and show a couple of stone shapes there, overlapping one another. Off you go. Just go around some of the lines that I've drawn there with the pencil earlier on. That's it. And down here as well, there's another dark line in there for that brickwork, just straight across there. Well, really, Barry, you have a wee bit more of that to do in and around the stonework. You can use the pen to put on some of this railings, some of the railings that are down here.
Oh yes, I was going to talk to you about that. How do you get that effect? It's very full. That I mean, it would take. It seemed like it would take forever.
Yeah, but again, you can use the rigger or the pen, and if you were going to use the rigger, the way to do it is just get the red colour that you need, using light red and crimson to get quite a dark mixture of paint. And there's a main frame coming down there at the side of the door, just with the rigger, pulling it down. And again, you're not trying to draw it, you know, like a technical drawing. You just want to have a rough idea of where those main frames are coming down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can put those down. And you just continue with that technique all the way around to put the railings in. That's fine, that's quite enough of that. So tell me, what do you think?
Fantastic. It really is great. God knows. I never thought I could ever come out with something like that. You've done a marvellous job, and thanks, it's been great. I really enjoyed it.
Well, I must say, Barry, you're not a bit heavy-handed.
I'm glad my opponents don't agree with you.
Well, do you feel a career change coming on?
No, I'm afraid not. I will if you guide me through it carefully. But I tell you what, it's changed my my views towards it. I'd like to try it more often now. As I say, I'm an art fan, but I've never thought of trying it myself until you showed me the way. So what's left to be done?
That's it. All you have to do now is sign it. So off you go. Just down here.
Right. I've done this before.
Lovely. Good luck.
Good. Cheers.
Barry was certainly knocked out by his first painting in watercolours, and will soon have it framed and on his wall. In the meantime, I'm off to find more painting locations, so join me next time on Awash with Colour.